Where's the water located? As you come into the garden, you will find a spigot right here on the fence. You will notice that it has a splitter for 2 different hoses. You can control where the water goes by moving these valves here. On the end of our hose, we've got a nice watering wand with several different settings. For our purposes, you're either going to want to use the shower or possibly the mist setting. So just turn it on, adjust your valve, and you're good to go. All right, so this garden has 15 garden beds, as well as a few other little garden spots around the perimeter. All of those things are going to need a little bit of water. So once again, you make sure that you're on your shower setting. When you're watering, you want to get a nice even distribution all throughout the bed. Your goal is to aim for the soil and not the leaves. So we aim for the base of the plant. For each bed, you can expect to spend about 4 or 5 minutes per bed to get a nice even soak all throughout the soil. Again, all I'm doing here is just kind of moving around, aiming at the base of the plant, making sure that it doesn't start to puddle too much, and just making sure that I get a nice even distribution across the whole bed. If you want to check to make sure that you've watered enough, all you got to do is take your finger, stick it in the soil, and you should be able to feel moisture up to about your second knuckle. If you've done that, that's a pretty good indicator that you have watered sufficiently. So again, just make your way through garden bed to garden bed, spend about 5 minutes on each one, make sure we get a good soak. Also, don't forget about some of our little pollinator areas that we have on the perimeter of the garden as well. All right, once you've finished watering, you're going to want to come over here and turn the water all the way off. You'll also want to turn the valve so that no more water can flow through. Once you've done that, you're going to want to release the water out of the hose. This might take just a couple of minutes for all the water to get out. Once you've sufficiently drained the water out of the hose, you'll get to go ahead and recoil the hose as it was when you got to the garden and call it a day.
Right when you're done watering, do us a huge favor and log your hours immediately. These hours are extremely important for us because 1, we make sure that the gardens have been cared for, and 2, we use the volunteer hours to log our grant reports, and that in turn helps with funding. Now, you can log hours by going to the volunteer portal, by going to volunteerportal.gofarmersmarket.com, logging in, going to service, and posting your hours here. You can select the date that you watered, input the exact time that it took you to water, maybe 1 hour and 10 minutes or 1 hour and 9 minutes, whatever works, whatever the time was for you. Select the assignment, watering at whichever site that you are assigned to, and if you like, include any service notes. If something out of the ordinary seemed different at the gardens, or you have a question or just general feedback, you can put it here in the service notes, or you can reach out to a volunteer at gofarmersmarket.com. Once you're all done here, you just hit post. Are you sure? Yes. And that's it. Easy as pie.